It's a hot Sunday afternoon in mid-July, and the Phillips family is on the road and making plans.
What's my plans after so? Well, it depends on if Christie makes the team, how she does at the Olympics, and whether she decides that she wants to quit gymnastics or stay in gymnastics. And if she wants to continue her training, I probably would say whether or maybe another 6 or 8 months and get her going good. Then I plan to return to Baton Rouge and live a normal, happy life.
For the past 8 years, Terry Sue Phillips has been living a mostly happy but rarely normal life. Terry Sue is the mother of America's most well-known gymnast, Kristie Phillips, a 16-year-old who regularly graces the covers of magazines and official U.S. Gymnastics Federation posters. 8 years ago, they left the rest of their family behind and in search of the best coaches they could find, set off on an odyssey that has taken them from Baton Rouge to Shreveport to Atlanta to Houston, which is where Kristie now trains with coach Bella Caroli. But in the last year and a half, Kristie has gone from cover girl to question mark. Due to the inevitable changes of adolescence, last year Kristie began to put on weight. More importantly, she began to lose her motivation to train. In October at the World Championships, she finished 45th.
They've had their problems this last year. It's been rough on them. I mean, the last, with Kristie not doing so good, my mom having real high expectations. Remember, she's behind Kristie 100%. And there was a time when, I don't know for sure, but, you know, there might have been times that they had doubts about their ability to come as close as they've done.
Last February, doubts gave way to action. Terry Sue and Kristie pulled up stakes and moved to 1984 Olympic coach Don Peters' gym in Southern California. But Kristie continued to gain weight. And in May, mother and daughter moved back to Houston and Bella Caroli's gym.
I feel deep down that was what the Lord wanted us to do at that time. I have no regrets of leaving any place or coming back to a place. I definitely felt that it was in God's will, and you know, that's basically what happened.
From Baton Rouge to Atlanta to Houston to California and back, much of Terry Sue and Kristie's strength to continue their Olympic quest has come through their faith in God.
And really, it's easy to get down on yourself, and by being able to have somebody that you can talk to, and by having friends at church to pray for you, it can only help you to make you a better person.
To help keep their prayers of making the Olympic team alive, Terry Sue has been making sure that Kristie sticks to a new crash diet, consisting almost entirely of tuna fish, celery, rice cakes, and eggs. As a result, as the first half of the Olympic gymnastics trials begins in Houston, Kristie displays a body that is trim, but not entirely fit. For having lost 15 pounds in just over 3 weeks, she's also lost a great deal of strength, a fact that will affect her performance throughout the trials, though least of all during her balance beam routine. After the competition, all are aware that Kristie has done well enough to stay in the hunt, but not well enough to be guaranteed a spot on the Olympic team.
It's working out for you.
Oh, it's going to be easy.
4 more weeks. No, it ain't going to be easy.
Kristie believes it will be easy for one intangible reason.
Plus, I got faith.
Faith for another athlete is a strong belief in oneself. A belief that for Tim Daggett grew out of an incredible comeback from a frightening bone-shattering injury. Time means everything to gymnast Tim Daggett. He is up at 6:30 every morning, meticulously plotting the day's schedule. 5 hours of practice must be squeezed into time not taken up by the doctor, the physical therapist, or the media. Tim Daggett is in a race against time. It wasn't always so difficult. 4 years ago, he was young, he was strong, and he was healthy. And with this high bar routine, he guaranteed a gold medal for the U.S. team at the 1984 Olympics.
I've got it. All I have to do is land that dismount.
Oh, it's getting close here. Lo Yin got a 9-9, and now Tim Daggett gets a 10.
It was a moment of triumph, followed shortly by a need to decide. Should he retire at the age of 22, or should he continue? Tim Daggett decided to go on. and found himself in October of 1987 at the World Championships in Rotterdam, Holland, performing a vault he had done thousands of times before. This time, it would be different. After 2 weeks in the hospital, they brought Tim Daggett home, 25 pounds lighter and extremely depressed.
You know, after I got hurt, it could have been real easy to give up. But for me to stop and to not at least try, if it was possible at all, is just out of character for me. I felt like I had to try.
Months of therapy followed, not only to rehabilitate Tim's leg, but to keep his entire body in shape so he could return to training as soon as possible. For the first time ever, Tim Daggett was weak, and he was scared. But he went on.
Come on, resist. Last one, pull. Resist. And rest.
In addition, these holes are from the external...
As Tim healed, a closeness developed between the team taking care of him. His surgeon, Dr. Bert Mandelbaum, his physical therapist, James Zakazewski, and his coach, Yefim Furman. Before he could even walk without crutches, Tim Daggett was back in the gym, working on his body and his mind. For months after the accident, he endured terrible nightmares, his leg breaking over and over in his mind with every dismount from every apparatus.
There are days when I feel like I can't go on, but I just say, you know, what are we doing right now? What is this for? And I remind myself, and I put myself in that situation, and I look at my watch and I go, what time is it in Seoul, Korea? You know, and that gets me going.
When the cast finally came off, training intensified. But there would still be moves required during the trials that Tim would never have a chance to practice.
I need every day possible, and I think I'm a better gymnast than I've ever been in my life. But I have a very serious injury, and it's a little scary, but at this point I've come to terms with that, and I've accepted that because there's something that I want very much.
For Tim Daggett, the Olympic trials no exception. Tim Daggett awoke this morning in tremendous pain, and now he is afraid, almost panicked, at the possibility that his body will betray him. His desperation is quiet, but so real. As preparation continues this morning, few others are aware of the drama that has already begun to unfold. It started 2 days earlier, during the compulsories. Tim performed moves he hadn't even attempted since the accident, without spotting or extra landing pads, and his leg took tremendous punishment. He finished 8th overall, a victory in itself. But just one rest day between competitions was not enough. And suddenly, what could be Tim's final competition is just 5 hours away.
Just a few minutes prior to the meet, prepping for it, we were just a little bit anxious. Timmy's anxious, coaches are anxious, and again, hopefully we'll get through it.
Dr. Mandelbaum, Tim's doctor, and James Zakazewski, his physical therapist, have come to Salt Lake City to provide support, both emotional and physical. Other gymnasts, too, sense Tim's anxiety. But with every practice turn, the leg worsens, and the thought all have pushed aside for 8 months now begins to force itself into their minds.
Will you pull him out of the competition?
If we need to. If we don't think he's ready or there's significant increased risks, there's no question in mind I would advise him to stop.
Advise him to stop after all Tim Daggett has been through? It's an option that threatens to become reality.